So instead of Katara giving a speech and whatnot to rouse the Earthbender spirits right and whatnot, we get what has to be the most painful to hear speech from our little actor. And I'll tell you, it was very painful to hear. Very painful. And so the Earthbenders all rise up and whatnot, and here comes again my issue on, like, they're doing too much movement or whatnot, or they're trying way too hard to bend. Like the Earthbenders, like there was this one row of Earthbenders, just a huge row of like 5 people all scrolled up into a line, and they were just all going like, and you know what it did? All it did was just fling a basketball-sized rock. A rock about this big. And that's it. I mean, really? You needed 10 guys in order to lift this size of a rock? I mean, that is just bullcrap. And one guy was able to lift up an entire wall like you're supposed to. Some people could even do even more than just that in the cartoon series. I mean, just come on. So they decided, hey, why don't we start a resistance and, like, save each earthbending village? That wasn't the focus in the cartoon! In the cartoon, yes, they would help out any village that they came across, but the main focus of Aang and his group was so that they could reach the water temple so that Aang could learn waterbending from a waterbending master. Oh, and they find the waterbending scroll and whatnot, but not on a pirate ship. No, they find it in the Earth. They find it in the Earth village that they rescued. Like, I knew from the get-go that they weren't going to be able to get all of the little stories that were in Book 1 Water. I knew that from the start, but I would have thought that they would have tried to correlate them, or to at least pick out the important ones to the story, and try to make a good flowing movie. You know, water, flowing, good storylines. And the dialogue in this movie. Nothing sounds real. All the dialogue is just exposition. It's exposition. It's like, you've been frozen in ice for more than a day, I think. Or like, we need to defeat the Southern Water Tribe, or Northern Water Tribe, and to do this, we have to use this, this special scroll that I stole from the library that tells us location of those, moon and ocean spirits. Everybody is just expositing exposition from the cartoon series. So if you are not a guy that has seen the cartoon series, you will find yourself to be very talked down to, really. I mean, that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm watching a lecture on them explaining everything that's going to be happening into the story. Nothing in here is done in a natural flowing way. And I don't know too much about M. Night Shyamalan's filming style, but I can tell you this. There were a lot of close-up shots. I mean, a lot of close-up shots. Close-up shots of faces, close-up shots of hands, close-up shots of everybody. There was, like, these shots where everybody was a lot of bird's eye shots. It was like they're focusing way too close. Way too close.
We need to get to the Northern Water Tribe so that I can learn waterbending. Oh, and also we're going to save a bunch of people along the way.
Look, the camera is pointing to an important plot point. Clearly, this is very important, and you should stare heavily at it. Look at the plot device! Look at it!
And now the other characters, Sokka, in this movie. This is how I summarize Sokka. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. I'm just gonna stare like this for the rest of the movie. And then Katara looked like she was constipating all of her lines, trying to look sincere when she actually started to contort her face like, oh, Aang, Ong, we got to get to the tribe. And On, all he was just... chubby-faced chipmunk. Jesus. There's so many things wrong with this movie that it's giving me a headache. The characters are wrong. The dialogue sounds dry and like a lecture. The locations... Oh, the locations. I forgot to mention this. Guitar and Sokka are all white. In fact, all the water tribes are white. Monk Gyatso is black. All of the Fire Nation is Indian. And all of the Earth Nation is Asian. And also the Fire Nation looks like India, so I don't know what M. Night's trying to imply here, but there you have it. Also, the 3D effects with Momo and Appa, they were fine, but you can definitely tell that they were not there. That they were completely fake. And just not there. And you're telling me that apparently the last Airbender crew, the creators of the original cartoon series, gave a thumbs up to this piece of crap? I don't think so. I honestly don't think so. You know, M. Night Shyamalan had the money to make all the effects for all of the major cool, awesome scenes. When Aang gets into the Avatar states and summons up the huge ocean spirit fish thingy. When Yune dies and turns into the moon spirit, we don't see her as the moon spirit. She just kind of floats in the water and then the fish gets revived and that's it. And also the spirit world. Oh, God. It looked like M. Night Shyamalan just went to his backyard, put a whole bunch of Chinese lanterns out, and just had the on actor kind of run through it with a lens flare effect in there for good measure. And also the dragon is the one giving On the advice, instead of the face-changing centipede guy, which I can't remember the name of off the top of my head. We don't get to see Avatar Roku at all in this movie, even though he appears in Book 1 Water. Again, I knew that they weren't going to be able to get to all the plot points, but his is the most important plot point! It tells Aang about his Avatar pasts, and it also helps him in finding out more about the spirit world. Good! Basically, this movie sucks. And reason why it sucks is because of the message it tries to portray. The message that this movie is trying to portray is an anti-war message. Like, Aang won't fight, except he'll beat up a couple of guards, but he won't use his Avatar state to its fullest extent. And you're probably wondering, why did I say before that I was considering if Avatar was an anime or not? Well, the reason why I say that is that this movie may have been bad, but it did give me one thing. It gave me confirmed belief that Avatar, the last Airbender cartoon, is in fact an anime. Why? Because there was a manga. And not just one, but two.